I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Larsen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo, and you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Game to Love Tennis podcast. We are here live for the match between top seed Ons JABEUR and Czech Karolina Muchova. So Ons JABEUR won the toss and decided to receive. So we have Muchova serving. This is the first meeting between these two. And this is at Berlin, the WTA 500. So we also have the 250 going on in Birmingham, as well as the two 500 ATP events in Halle and at Queens as well. But for now, we are in Berlin with Ons JABEUR and Karolina Muchova to get us off. So Muchova has just served, and we are now backhand to backhand cross court. Muchova comes into the net with a slice and just about gets to the volley, but it is wide, and Ons JABEUR gets the first point on the board. It is love 15. So hi to everyone, thank you very much for joining me today. Remember to whack the like button, and if you are new or haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because it helps people to find us, and we really appreciate your support. So we have here Muchova serving at love 15. Muchova, of course, coming back from a lot of injuries. She hadn't played in a long time until this year. Had to retire in that unfortunate match against Anisimova recently with that ankle injury. So hopefully she is back to full fitness and she can give Ons JABEUR a good run for her money here. So it is 15 all. It's a backhand cross court, goes wide there from Ons JABEUR. Muchova serving 15 all. So now that we've just started, how about you get your predictions in? Who do you think is going to take this one? Is the top seed going to come through and make it all the way to the final perhaps? Or is Muchova going to cause a bit of an upset? So we know, of course, how good Muchova can play. It is unfortunate with her ranking because of her injuries. So I think this is going to be a tricky test for Ons today. But we all know how good Ons can play on the grass. She did so well at Wimbledon last year, and I think she'll really be eyeing up Wimbledon again this year. Wimbledon, of course, having announced their wildcards today, and Serena Williams being on that list of the women's wildcards, which is a very, very exciting idea. It may be a goodbye tournament for Serena, who knows, but it'll be great to see her back at Wimbledon. Carlton saying here, torn about this match, two of my favourite players. I'm with you there, actually. I'm a huge Ons JABEUR fan, but I really do like to watch Muchova play as well. So it's a tough one to know who to root for in this one. But we have Muchova here serving at 30-15. And it's a forehand down the line from Muchova. It's great. She comes into the net, but the shot from Ons JABEUR is into the net. And so it is 40-15. A prediction here for JABEUR to win in 3. JABEUR in 2. Okay, so it seems to be JABEUR. I mean, JABEUR is the favourite for this match. She has to be. She's the top seed here, but could be a tough one for her. Could be. Of course, they've not met before, these two players. So Muchova serving at 40-15. There's a backhand down the line from Ons JABEUR's lovely depth, but Muchova is there. And, but the ball is long, and it is 40-30. So hi everyone, if you're just joining us, thank you very much for being with us on the stream today. Remember to whack the like button if you can, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. It's great to have you with us. We've got loads of grass court tournaments going on at the moment. We have this WTA 500 in Berlin. We also have the 250 in Birmingham and 2 ATP 500s in Queens and Halle as well. So Muchova here at 40-30. She comes into the net once again. She's a lot of net play at the moment for Muchova, and she does win that point, and it is a game to Karolina Muchova. It is 1 love. I think I should get the Muchova button. I don't know if I've seen this Muchova button actually, but here we go. So you're going to have Ons JABEUR serving now. JABEUR having won the toss but elected to receive. So Ons JABEUR to serve. And it's good first serve. And the return from Muchova is into the net. 15-love. Consing, fan of Muchova since 2021 Oz Open. Yeah, she had. Is that the Oz Open where she beat Ash Barty? I know she beat Ash in one of the Grand Slams. But yeah, she's a great player to watch, Muchova, and it is really unfortunate the injuries that she's having. So we have a backhand that goes long from Ons JABEUR. It is 15-all. So in case you're wondering how the rest of the day in Berlin has been going, we had Maria Sakkari coming through her match. We had Belinda Bencic winning. A good win for Andrea Petkovic over Garbiñe Muguruza. Had Kalinskaya winning over Cornet. We've also had Sabalenka going out. She was up a set and a break and possibly a double break on Veronika Kudermetova, but she ended up losing that match in 3. So this is the penultimate. No, this is the last match. Apologies, on the main show court here in Berlin. So JABEUR here serving at 30-15. I can't sing. That's the one where she made the semi-final. Yeah, I remember that. That was a great run from her. And a huge win over Barty, who was the complete favourite for that tournament at the time. So if a prediction here, Ons just, I might have to agree with you in that. But it is 30-all at the moment, so possibly a little bit of trouble on the serve. It's a good first serve, though, and the return is good from Muchova, so we have a forehand on the line from JABEUR. JABEUR comes into the net, plays the lovely little cross court, and it is 40-30. Ons JABEUR is just wonderful at the net. She's a great player to watch. Not afraid to come in and take the ball on early. Not afraid of a drop shot as well, as we know. 40-30, here we go. First serve is good, out wide. And the ball is just short into the middle of the court from Muchova, but it's a strange miss from JABEUR. That was just a rally ball, sat up for her to take it, and she hits it wide, so it is deuce. Maybe some early nerves for JABEUR? Ah, yes, of course. In case you hadn't noticed earlier, it was announced that Serena Williams will be partnering with Ons JABEUR at Eastbourne next week in the doubles, which is going to be, yeah, I agree, flame emoji. I'm very, very excited to watch that. Serena and Ons double partners, just brilliant. So it is advantage to JABEUR. She comes into the net and hits the ball down the line, and she does get a game on the board. It is 1 game all.
It's her, it's her, it's her. We're talking about Ons JABEUR, We're talking about Ons JABEUR, We're talking about Ons JABEUR.
And that song is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the week, but I do love it. It's great. So you have Karolina Muchova serving at 1 game all, and it is 15-love. MQR saying that I think Serena is still capable of beating most WTA players. Yeah, I would say so as well. I mean, she obviously hasn't played in over a year now. And, I think she will find a lot of players tricky and difficult, but it's Serena Williams. She's got a chance against anybody. And I'm just really happy to see that she's going to be back on court and the singles. And yeah, with the doubles with JABEUR, I think that's very, very exciting. A lot of the wild cards at Wimbledon been given to British players on both the men's and the women's side. We noticed that the recent champion in Togenbosch, Tim van Rijthoven, has been given a wild card, as well as Stan Wawrinka. They're the 2 non-British male players to get a wild card. I believe Serena's the only non-British female wildcard as well, but there are a few more to be announced. And we have the drop shot has come up from Ons JABEUR. It's beautiful, and it is 30-15. I'm saying it's smart for Serena to get some pro match play in. Exactly. Yeah, I think it's the perfect little kind of warm up for her, really. Eastbourne playing doubles, not too much pressure, and I think it's going to be great. So we have Muchova serving at 30-15, and the serve was in. It looked like it might just have been out, but Jabeur thought about challenging it, but it's good. It is 40-15. Cedric asking, what does Ons need to do to beat someone like Iga? Honestly, what does anybody have to do to beat someone like Iga at the moment? It's she's unbeatable, I think, at the moment. And Ons, she just needs to play her game. The variety that she's got, I think, could challenge Iga. Potentially. I think she just needs to be confident in the game that she knows how to play, keep the variety, play at the net, and not be afraid of it. I think Iga's starting to get that sort of that locker room fear. People, don't want to play her. And I think, Ons she's probably got as good a chance as anybody else against Iga, probably the next best, I would say, especially at Wimbledon. Saying Ons JABEUR could do well in Wimbledon. Yeah, definitely. She did well last year, and I think she could, again, get to the quarters at least here. I think this could be a really good Grand Slam run for her. It's a great opportunity, I think, especially with some of the players maybe not playing because of the ranking points being taken away. So I think this is a great opportunity for her to do a good run in the Grand Slam. So we did have Muchova there taking the game. It is 2-1 at the sit down. Kathy asking if Serena is coachless. I believe she is coachless. I think Patrick Mouratoglou was saying that he'd messaged Serena about a tournament previously and said, if you're going to be playing, let me know. If you want me to come into coaching, let me know and I'll be there. And he said that she didn't say anything. And so he took that as a sign as, right, she doesn't want me anymore. And of course, now he is coaching Simona Halep. So Serena Halep matchup, I think, would be very interesting. I agree. I mean, of course, that was the final there where Halep beat Serena quite comfortably in the final. But, with Serena being a wild card, a Serena Halep first round is not impossible. I think that would be very, very exciting. Of course, yeah, Ons did beat Iga at Wimbledon last year, so she knows that she can do it. And of course, that was before. Well, Iga had won Roland Garros, but Iga really doesn't have the confidence on grass, I don't think. And I think maybe that's something that Ons could exploit a little bit. She did win Junior Wimbledon, Iga, but she said that she won it not so much out of her grass court ability, but the fact that she was very angry that she'd lost the previous final. So she said she won it out of anger, basically. But yes, of course, Iga is a different player this year, but it is possible. So Ons JABEUR here serving at 1-2. First serve is out, so she will get a second serve. And it's a double fault from Ons JABEUR. The second serve goes into the net, so it is love 15. I'm guessing if Serena serves well, she may go far in Wimbledon, but fast players who can make her move a lot will be hard. Serena's biggest weapon, of course, is her serve. Her serve is incredible. I think it's unrivaled on the WTA tour. So if she does serve well, absolutely. But within a year out of the game, her fitness is going to be a huge question. So players who will make her move are going to be a really tough test for her. So it is 15-all. We had a ball going into the net there from Karolina Muchova. So Ons serving. It's a lovely serve down the tee. But the return of serve is good, but the response from JABEUR is into the net. And so it is 15-30, maybe a half chance here on the serve of Ons JABEUR. 15-30. It's a serve down the tee, but it is long, I believe. It would be the second serve. Second serve is good. It's a backhand cross-court return from Muchova. Now we have forehand to forehand. It's a forehand cross-court from Muchova, forehand to the middle of the court from Ons JABEUR, backhand from Ons JABEUR now, forehand looping up from Muchova, and Ons JABEUR goes for the drop shot. Muchova gets there with a drop shot of her own, but JABEUR comes to the net and hits the ball cross-court. It's a good shot, and it is 30-all. So if we're saying Ons lost the Rome final because she made too many enforced errors, absolutely, yeah. That final was a little uncharacteristic of Ons. I think she didn't find her game in that final, and completely agree. A lot of enforced errors. And a good point here being that she lost to Sabalenka, who of course won't be allowed at Wimbledon this year because of the ban on the Russian and Belarusian players. And it's another double fault from Ons JABEUR. So we do have our first break point of the match. It is 30-40. A look here for Muchova to try and get first blood in this match. It's a good first serve, but the return is in as well. Oh, but it's a lovely little forehand down the line from JABEUR, and it is deuce. So a bit of early pressure on the JABEUR serve. Oh, it's a lovely serve down the tee. The return is in from Muchova, and we are now backhand cross court, and it is long from Karolina Muchova, so it is advantage to JABEUR. Advantage JABEUR. So the first serve is out. It'll be a second serve. Yeah, good to see Muchova moving fast, especially with that injury, that ankle roll that she had. It's good to see her moving well on it and doesn't seem to be too tentative. And Muchova, they're applauding on JABEUR's passing shot. It's a lovely backhand passing shot as she comes into the net. And yeah, Muchova applauds that herself. Nothing she can do about that. And it is game to JABEUR. Saves a break point. And it is 2 games all. So don't forget to whack the like button if you haven't already, and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Don't forget also to follow us on Twitter. I currently do a lot of the tweets for Game to Love on Twitter, where I give you all the latest news and scores, updates, and everything, at the end of play. So yeah, please give us a follow. It's Game to Love on Twitter. So Muchova here serving now at 2 games all. And it's a double fault from Muchova this time. Love 15. She has got that ankle taped up quite heavily. But again, she doesn't seem to be having too much problems with her movement at the moment. But you do notice the taping around that ankle. So it's love 15. It's a good first serve. Backhand return from Ons JABEUR is into the net. 15 all. So matches we have going on around the grounds here in Berlin as well. Well, I believe play has just finished on all the outside courts, with Kudermetova coming through against Sabalenka in 3 sets, as well as Parks beating Zhang as well. So this is the last match on at Berlin. But we do have Birmingham going on as well. We have, let me see, Katie Bolter has just beaten Alison Risk. It's a great win for Katie Bolter there. And Paritas Diaz is playing Frech. Then we have Queen's Club as well. We have Dan Evans and Matteo Berrettini. Berrettini up a set and a break there. And Halle, Tsitsipas has just won his match in Halle as well. And Khachanov coming through against Karatsev. So loads of tennis going on, but we are here focusing on the JABEUR-Muchova match, which hopefully should be a really fun match, knowing these two. So Muchova is serving at 30-15. I'm saying hope Muchova doesn't draw a good player in round 1. That is the worry with Muchova now that her ranking has dropped so much because of her injury, that she could end up getting a really bad draw. But hopefully she'll get a few easy first couple of rounds. Let's see. So it's 30-15. It's a backhand return of serve from Ons JABEUR, and we are now backhand to backhand. It's a backhand slice down the line from JABEUR is great, and there's a slip from Karolina Muchova. She tries to get to the ball. She does get it back. And it's a little bit of a worrying moment there when she slipped. I think her heart must have been in her mouth then. But yeah, we just get a slow motion. Yeah, it's actually the other ankle that she just sort of caught in the grass, but she seems to be okay. And Jabeur just putting the drop shot away at the end there. So it is 30 all, and maybe a now chance for Ons JABEUR on the serve of Karolina Muchova. So we have the first serve at 30 all is into the net. I think it's a bit of a mishit there. Asking where am I reporting from? So, of course, we've got a bunch of different commentators here at Games to Love. Me personally, I am reporting from Manchester in the UK. I am from Wales myself, but I live in Manchester. And the ball is into the net from Muchova, and she's kind of puts her hands up thinking, how did I miss that? And it is break point on JABEUR this time. It is 30-40. I see in the replay now we're just seeing she's another slip. So she'd slipped on the previous ball and just about made it to the ball. That is the ankle, the injured ankle. So it's slightly worrying signs for Muchova at the moment. There's 2 slips in just a couple of points there. But it is break point to JABEUR. The first serve down the tee is wide. Yeah, don't forget, hit the like button, please. If you do like the stream, it helps people to find the podcast, and give us a subscribe as well if you haven't, and a follow on Twitter. So hi to everybody who is just joining us. We are here for the Muchova JABEUR match at Berlin. It's the last match of the day here in Berlin. It's a WTA 500. And Muchova has saved the break point, so it is deuce. I have a prediction here from Cross Court Tennis. JABEUR losing in the semis to Pliskova. I'd quite like to see a JABEUR-Pliskova match. That could be quite interesting. Pliskova obviously getting to the final last year. And as a ball is long from Ons JABEUR, so Muchova has saved the break point and now has a game point of her own. It's advantage to Muchova. Hopefully that ankle is not bothering her too much. She looked fine at the beginning of this match, but she's had 2 slips very recently. One on that injured ankle, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But she's looking okay at the moment. Her movement isn't too bad. First serve is good from Muchova, and the return of serve is out from JABEUR, so she does hold. Karolina Muchova gets the hold after saving a break point. So for prediction for Wimbledon, is it Wimbledon or for this tournament? I don't know if Kasakina is playing in this one. Yes, Kudermetova versus Kasakina in the semifinals. Kudermetova is on a good stretch at the moment. Just recently, earlier today, beating Sabalenka from a set and a break down. But we do here now have Ons JABEUR and Karolina Muchova. It is the first meeting between these two, so I think they're feeling each other out in these first couple of games. If we look elsewhere, while they are at the change of ends, we have in Birmingham, the 250 there, we have Petra Kvitova just getting underway against Bia Haddad-Maia, who of course was the title winner in Nottingham last week. We also have Paritas Diaz and Frech set a piece over there in Birmingham. At Queens, we have Matteo Berrettini actually has a match point up on Dan Evans currently. Filip Krajinovic has just won his match against Jensen Brooksby. And we have Sonigo and Kudla playing, about to get underway. And in Halle, Tsitsipas and Khachanov have just come through their matches. And so we'll have Oscar Otta and Miomir Kecmanovic, and Bautista Agut and Vucevic are about to get underway. So we are now back ready to serve again with Ons JABEUR serving at 3-2. So of course, we had Ryan Peniston beating top seed Casper Ruud earlier at Queen's. Bit of a surprise, but clearly predicted them. Seen something in Peniston before, who of course has been given a wild card into Wimbledon. along with a bunch of other British players. Had a pick of Jack Draper as well, beating Taylor Fritz yesterday. So it's a great week for the Brits. So it's 15 love for Ons JABEUR, and a return of serve. It's a good return of serve, and it comes short. JABEUR comes in to take a sort of an overhead drive volley, maybe more like it, but it is long from Ons JABEUR, and so it is 15 all. Jack Draper did play Novak. He took a set off him, I do believe, at Wimbledon. He's a very good player. Jack Draper's won so many challenger titles, so it's great, and he's great on grass as well. And we have the ball out from Karolina Muchova, so it is 30-15. Yeah, Tim van Rijthoven, the recent champion in the Netherlands, the home wildcard who beat Daniil Medvedev in the final there, he got a wildcard along with Stan Wawrinka. And the Brits, I think it was Paul Jubb also got one, Jay Clark, and of course Ryan Peniston. And as I mentioned earlier, Serena Williams with the wildcard into the women's, along with Brits like Katie Bolter, Katie Swan, I believe, Miyazaki. So a lot of British wildcards at Wimbledon. So we've got JG. Hey guys, nice to see you, JG. Well, hit the like button if you can. If you're liking this, we've got 36 at the moment, so hit the like button for us and give us a subscribe. Give us a follow on Twitter if you like what we do. Love bringing these matches to you. Of course, Muchova and JABEUR, really exciting prospect here. So we are at 3 games all. What I'm saying is Muchova wearing bad shoes. She is slipping a lot. We've seen about 3, I think, slips so far already. One of those was on the bad ankle, but she seems to be okay. So it may be an issue with her shoes. I'm not sure if it's an issue with the grass. We haven't really seen JABEUR slipping, so it could be. So Muchova is serving here now at 3 games all, and she comes into the net, but the ball hits the net, and it is love 15. So Muchova here serving with that ankle taped up quite heavily at love 15. And the first serve down the tee is good. It's a forehand chip return from Ons JABEUR, and Karolina Muchova comes into the net. Oh, it's a lovely drop shot. It's like a drop shot passing shot from Ons JABEUR, but Muchova gets to it. And JABEUR tries to slice down the line, but it goes long. So it is 15 all. Jinxing Kyrgios wore clay shoes last week on the grass. I didn't know that actually, and that sounds like a very typical Kyrgios thing, to be honest. Yeah, of course he did. It's Nick Kyrgios. So 15 all, Muchova serving down the tee. It's a great serve, and Ons JABEUR is looking at it. She's thinking about challenging because it was very tight to the line, but it is in. It's just confirmed by Hawkeye. So it's a great serve. It is 30-15. Muchova here serving 30-15. First serve is long. It looked like she was going to serve and volley there. She's been coming into the net quite a bit. That's a very good point. Why does Nick Kyrgios have clay shoes? He doesn't play on the clay. I have no idea. It's Nick Kyrgios. Who knows why he does what he does? Talking about Mackenzie McDonald, who will be playing Felix Auger-Aliassime in Halle, I think. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah, he's beaten him before, so it could be difficult for him because, as you say, McDonald is good on the grass. I remember the first time I seen him play was when he made that 4th round of Wimbledon. So I think it's going to be a tough one for Felix tomorrow. I'm saying Muchova has one of the better net games. She does. She's actually. I mean, Jabeur obviously is also great at the net, but Muchova. I think that's why I was so kind of looking forward to doing this match today, because two players who just love being at the net. However, it is a break point to Ons JABEUR. It's 30-40, so in a bit of danger here, Karolina Muchova. MQ are saying that Evans defending well against Berrettini. Yeah, Berrettini did have a match point over there. He's up a set and a break. Berrettini actually does have another match point. So, but Evans is doing well. Berrettini, obviously the champion in Stuttgart last week. And Ons JABEUR does get the break of serve.
It's her, it's her, it's her. We're talking about Ons JABEUR, JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. Talking about Ons JABEUR, JABEUR. Talking about Ons JABEUR.
So we've had a couple of break points in the match so far, but the first break of serve has gone to Ons JABEUR. She is up 4-3 on Karolina Muchova. We have Carlton saying this match is going to come down to the fact that Ons is slightly better at holding serve, so I say she wins in 2. We had a couple of predictions for Ons JABEUR at the beginning of the match. Let's go JABEUR. Yeah. Again, I'm a big fan of both of these players. I do really like to watch them both play, but I think I will just have the edge of Ons JABEUR in this one. I'm guessing Berrettini won. Yeah, Berrettini's just taken the match against Dan Evans over at Queen's 6-3, 6-3. So we will have Ons JABEUR serving to see if she can consolidate that break of serve. It's a good first serve, a backhand return from Muchova, backhand from Ons JABEUR, and the cross-court forehand from Muchova is just wide, so it is 15-love. Oh, it's a great first serve down the tee, but Muchova does get to it, and we have Ons just finding the lines. There's a forehand cross-court from Ons that just kisses the line, and it is 30-love. Yeah, we have the incredible story of Ryan Peniston, who won earlier today, beating the top seed Casper Ruud, recovered from cancer as a child. Yeah, his first ATP tournament here at Queen's. He beat beat Manarino and Draper as well. So he's having a great week. And with getting a wild card into Wimbledon as well, it'd be really interesting to see how he plays there at home, of course. So it is 40-love to JABEUR. So we have a point for consolidation. It's a great first serve, and Muchova can't get the ball over the net. So Ons JABEUR does consolidate the break. It is 5-3. So things are looking good for the top seed Ons JABEUR in this set. She is a game away. Karolina Muchova will be serving to stay in this first set. And the first serve is into the net from Muchova. It will be a second serve. So don't forget to give the like button a whack if you haven't already, and to give us a follow. Subscribe to the channel. And Muchova there with a ball, just sort of a rally ball really into the net, and kind of puts her hands up in questioning. But yeah, I'm not sure if she's maybe feeling that ankle. The body language is a little bit un-Muchova-like, I would say, but it is love 15. It's a good first serve. There's a backhand cross-court return from Ons JABEUR, but Muchova is there up at the net to hit the ball. Backhand down the line. It is 15-all. That was a good shot from Muchova. She keeps giving her box a few little looks. Not sure if she is possibly feeling it. Yeah, mentioned this earlier. The announced today that Serena Williams playing doubles in Eastbourne with Ons JABEUR. I think that's a really exciting pairing. I'd love to see if they play together at Wimbledon as well, if it goes well. Serena, of course, getting that wild card into the main draw for Wimbledon. So it's 30-15 for Muchova. It's a good first serve. Backhand cross-court return from JABEUR. Muchova coming into the net again, but Ons JABEUR with the passing shot. And it is 30 all. Ons JABEUR 2 points from the set now. It's lovely. It's a lovely little slice, backhand slice from Muchova as she comes into the net, but Ons JABEUR's got the forehand cross-court passing shot. So it's 30 all. And the first serve is just long. And the second serve, it's good. It's a backhand return from Ons JABEUR, backhand from Muchova with forehand, middle of the court from JABEUR. And we now slice from JABEUR, backhand, backhand. Oh, Muchova comes into the net, but her little sliced volley is low. It hits the bottom of the net. And it is suddenly a set point to Ons JABEUR. It is 30-40, a point for the set. Can JABEUR take it here? Or will she be forced to serve out? It's a good first serve, and it's a lovely backhand return from Ons JABEUR. Gets great length on it, and it is the set for Ons JABEUR. She breaks the serve of Karolina Muchova to take the set 6-3. Ons JABEUR, one set to the good. Just one set away now from the next round here in Berlin.
It's her, it's her, it's her. We're talking about Ons JABEUR, We're talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR.
We have cross-court tennis here saying, does Serena have a chance this Wimbledon with so many inexperienced grass-court players? Iga won Wimbledon juniors, but who even knows? Yeah, so I think I mentioned earlier, Iga saying when she did win the Wimbledon juniors, she said she didn't win it so much as her particular talent for grass-court tennis, but the fact that she was angry at losing the previous final that she was in. And so anger kind of got her through that. So we know that grass isn't Iga's favorite surface, but I mean, she's still Iga Swiatek. So I think Serena will have a chance because it is Serena Williams at Wimbledon, especially with a lot of the players who won't be playing, Sabalenka, for instance, because of the ban, and also players who won't be playing because of the rack of ranking points. So I think she does have a chance, but I have a feeling that this may be a goodbye tournament for Serena. I hope not, but I think she does have an outside chance. It's not, she's not favorite or anything like that, but you definitely can't count her out. Again, of course, being a wild card, she could draw any of these in the first round. Iga, JABEUR, Halep would be a nightmare round, I think, Serena, for them. So we have got Ons JABEUR serving here to kick off the second set. It's a second serve, but it is good. But the return of serve is brilliant from Karolina Muchova. She gets a lovely length and width on that ball, and it is love 15. She's saying, wouldn't be surprised if Iga loses to a big server at Wimbledon. Yeah, I think that the serve is going to be a huge weapon on grass, and pointed out earlier, Serena, if she's serving well, that could be her sort of ticket to get through a few rounds. But I think, yeah, Iga, if she is going to lose at Wimbledon, which fingers crossed, I'm a huge Iga fan, so I'd love to see her win it. But it would be to somebody who has got that big, powerful serve, I think. So it's an early chance here for Muchova. It is love 30 on the Ons JABEUR serve. I'm saying that Wimbledon 2022 is the weakest WTA for some years, so it's the right time for anyone to win. So Serena has the same chance like Andreescu. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right with this Wimbledon, because obviously a lot of players who won't be allowed to play, Aryna Sabalenka, Daria Kasatkina, and the like, players who aren't going to be playing because of the ranking points. And then we've got the most dominant player in the world right now is Iga Swiatek, this not being her favorite surface either. So this could be a very open Wimbledon, potentially. So it'd be, yeah, very interesting to see. Of course, it'll depend on Serena's draw as well. She could end up having a really horrible draw, even in the first round. But this Wimbledon definitely is, I think, a lot more open than, for instance, Roland Garros, which I think everybody kind of had Iga Swiatek winning the title before she'd even set foot on the court. So Ons JABEUR is now serving at 30-40. It's a break point for Muchova, but it is an ace from Ons JABEUR, and that is a brilliant way to save it, and it is now deuce. Bill saying looking forward to seeing Layla at Wimbledon. Yeah, of course, Layla, the US Open finalist from last year, but she has that foot injury that means she is out of the grass court season, which is really unfortunate for her. It'd be interesting to see her playing on the grass. So Ons JABEUR now has the advantage, has saved the break point, and has got 1 point to take the game. We are backhand cross-court to backhand cross-court at the moment. Oh, it's a net cord winner from Ons JABEUR. She hits a backhand drop shot that clips the top of the net. And she's saved, 3 break points from love 40 down. Ons JABEUR does get the game. So it is 1 game to love.
It's her, it's her, it's her. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR.
So we have Muchova serving at love 1. We have a lob from Ons JABEUR, but Muchova gets the smash away, so it is 15 love. Cross-court tennis saying Sabalenka would be a huge threat if she was there. She made the semis last year, of course. Her game, I think, suits well to grass her big serve and, the weight of her shots. So I think it is really unfortunate. Her being the runner-up in tournament last week. So it's really unfortunate that she won't be at Wimbledon. I'm seeing Emma Raducanu win in Wimbledon. Just ask Ben. Hey, I would actually love Emma Raducanu to win Wimbledon. Iga or Emma would be ideal. But yeah, it's tough for Emma, with all the pressure, winning that Grand Slam as a qualifier and just as an 18-year-old. I think people are expecting her to do great things very, very soon. And we're forgetting that, these great champions like even Serena, they didn't win their next slam after their first one. It was a few years for them and until they won their next slam. So I think the pressure on Raducanu was a little bit unfair. And yeah, I think she just needs time to establish herself as a proper player on tour and build that fitness up. But I would like to see Emma Raducanu get a good run at Wimbledon. Hopefully not end the way that it did last year, with the having to retire. So it is 15-30, apologies, on the serve of Karolina Muchova. They're saying if Iga were to win Wimbledon, the pressure will be intense for a Grand Slam at the Open, with hardcourt being a specialty. Yeah, if Iga does win Wimbledon, then she's got to be the overwhelming favorite for any Grand Slam coming up. And the US Open obviously being on a hard court, yeah, there's no looking past Iga Swiatek if she wins this Wimbledon. And the ball there is just long from Ons JABEUR, so it is 30 all. Carlton saying, yeah, it'd be a big ask for Iga to win 3 Grand Slams this year, but I'd love to see it. Yeah, of course. And if anyone is going to do it, it would be Iga. You know, she's already qualified for the year-end championships with almost triple the amount of points that the next person, I believe, is Ons JABEUR at second in the race, but I may be wrong. I think it's Ons JABEUR. But yeah, if anyone can do it, Iga can. So it is 40-30 to Karolina Muchova, a point for the game. Apologies if you can just hear the sirens outside my window. And the first serve is out. It will be a second serve. Prediction here that Serena will lose first or second round of Wimbledon. Yeah, if she gets, she could well get a very bad draw. Even if she gets a good draw, we don't know how she's playing. She hasn't played in over a year. So I think we're going in a little bit blind with Serena. She is Serena Williams, of course, but she could easily lose in that first round. We just don't know what her level is like. So we are back we're at deuce now, so a bit of pressure on the Muchova serve once again. Also, no pressure on Emma from the British press, yeah. The amount of press she's had here in the UK is insane. I mean, rightly so for, what she achieved last year, but it's got to be huge amounts of pressure on her. I wish she could just have that little bit of time to herself without the scrutiny from the press to just develop into a a player on the tour. She hasn't even finished a full year on the tour yet. So, and we have a drop shot there from Ons JABEUR. It's lovely. Muchova does not get to it, and we have an advantage to JABEUR, and it is a break point. And the first serve is good, but the return of serve is good depth on it from Ons JABEUR. So we are now backhand to backhand cross court. And the backhand from Karolina Muchova is into the net. And early in this second set, Ons JABEUR gets the break of serve.
It's her, it's her, it's her. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. Talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. Talking about Ons JABEUR.
So we have Ons JABEUR serving up a break in the second set at 2-love and 15-love. And it's a good return of serve there from Karolina Muchova, and the backhand from Ons JABEUR is into the net, so it is 15 all. Asking who's your favorite from the big three? Me personally, I'm team Nadal and Federer. Nadal and Federer are my two favorites. One of my earliest memories is watching that final between them at Wimbledon. Obviously, Federer not really playing at the moment, so. Nadal, I would have to say, at the present time, but of course, hopefully, would love to see Federer back as well. Should be coming back in Basel and the Labour Cup later this year, so we'll see how that goes. So it's 30-15 to Ons JABEUR, and she gets great depth on that forehand again, and Muchova just about gets a racket to it, but the ball is wide, so it is 40-15. We have a point for Ons JABEUR to consolidate that break. That's a good first serve from JABEUR, and Oh, the return of serve. It looked like it was going to be a very good return, but it was just long. So Ons JABEUR does indeed consolidate the break. It is 3-0. So we are at the change of ends. Ons JABEUR is up a set and a break. Took the first set 6-3 and is now 3-love up against Karolina Muchova. While we're at the change of ends, I'm going to play an ad for you now. It's a new app, AP Tennis, who we're partnering with, and it's really great if you want to check it out. You get a free trial, and I'm going to play this for you now. Take a look.
Isn't it frustrating when you play great in practice but play poorly during competition? Performing well during competition requires your ability to remain present, focused, believe in yourself when things are going against you, manage expectations in a way that allows you to play freely, and always be ready to embrace challenges as opportunities for improvement. AP Tennis is led by a legendary and world-renowned performance psychologist, Dr. Jim Layer, who helped 17 athletes become world number ones, including Novak Djokovic, Andre Agassi, Jim Courier, Monica Seles, and Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. At AP, their mission is to make mental training accessible and affordable so that everyone can receive world-class mental training anytime and anywhere. Now, for less than $6 a month, billed annually, you can start winning more matches and enjoy the game in the process. Best of all, AP is a freemium app. That means you'll have access to everything for 7 days without putting credit card information. You can purchase the app if you like it, or even if you do not purchase the app, you will still have full access to the resources section where you will receive weekly mental training lessons. AP Tennis is already used by so many top US college teams and top players. The official mental training of Intercollegiate Tennis Association and United States Professional Tennis Association. With AP Tennis, it does give you the competitive advantage.
So we have Karolina Muchova serving down love 3, and it is 15-all. Ons JABEUR took the first set 6-3 and is now up the break in the second set. So it's looking great for the top seed. It's a good first serve from Muchova. It's a backhand return from Ons JABEUR, and a slice backhand from Ons JABEUR just goes wide, and it is 30-15. So just looking back at your comments asking who was the last female player to win 2 slams in a row. I think someone else pointed out here in the comments that, Naomi won the US Open and then the Australian Open, if that counts. Obviously separate years, but 2 consecutive slams. But I think Naomi Osaka would be the last player to do that. 30-15 to Karolina Muchova. And it's a double fault from Muchova, so it is 30-all. And again, another little half chance here on the Muchova serve for Ons JABEUR to try and maybe get the double break in this second set. Interesting, Muguruza's season this year is a joke. I don't know what is happening with Muguruza this year. I'm a big fan of Muguruza. I love the kind of crop of Spanish players, and yeah, she lost earlier today to Andrea Petkovic in straight sets. I don't know what's happening with Muguruza. I remember Muguruza winning Wimbledon, Roland Garros was great, and it's just she hasn't seemed to being able to find a rhythm again. I mean, she won the year-end championships in Guadalajara, and then since then has done really nothing. We have a ball into the net from Karolina Muchova, so it's a break point for Ons JABEUR. Ons JABEUR is fist pumping there. She's feeling this now. She's sensing her opportunity to try and potentially get this match done and dusted if she gets this double break in the second set. It is 30-40 on the Muchova serve. because Jabeur is good for the sport. She brings so much variety. I think she's brilliant for the sport, with not just her game style, with the net play and the drop shots, but also, representing Arab women and African women. Ons JABEUR, I think she's brilliant for the game. But it's a lovely forehand cross court from Karolina Muchova there to save the break point, and we are at deuce. I'm saying, why do you think Emma is entering tournaments injured? The media can't force her to play, but her sponsors can. Yeah, there was the injury from Raducanu in her match against Andreescu, I believe it was, where she had to retire. So she pulled out of tournaments this week. She's hoping to, she did. Yeah, she pulled out of tournaments this week, but she's hoping to play next week, I think. She's got loads of new sponsors right now, and potentially could be pressured from them to be playing. I'm just hoping that she's fit and healthy more than anything. That's the most important thing, so that she can play the tournaments that she wants to. And we have a ball that is long there from Ons JABEUR, so Karolina Muchova does save the break point, and she gets a game on the board in this second set. It is 3-1. So we have Ons JABEUR serving up a break in this second set at 3-1. And I didn't know this actually. Andreescu playing doubles this week. I hadn't noticed. Probably a good move to tune up her net game ahead of Wimbledon. Yeah, Andreescu, another player who I think could do really well on the grass. I might keep an eye on her playing the doubles. I hadn't noticed that. So thanks for pointing that out. Hi, Gary. Thank you for joining us. Great to see everybody coming in. And don't forget to whack the like button as well if you haven't. Of course, today we've had Muguruza losing to Petkovic and Sabalenka losing from a set and a breakup against Veronika Kudermetova, losing in 3. So, the mysteries of the WTA Tour do continue. And Ons JABEUR is, she's looking great in this game that is 30 love very quickly. I'm asking how's Muchova looking on the ankle, wondering if it's still giving her trouble due to the poor serve numbers. Muchova's, she's got that ankle taped up pretty heavily. You can see the taping on it. It doesn't look to be that her movement is particularly hampered. She has had a couple of slips on the grass, but it hasn't seemed to stop her, coming into the net and things like that. So it might possibly be bothering her a little bit, but I don't think it's affecting her game too much. I think at the moment, Ons JABEUR just has too much for her. So it is 30-15 with Ons JABEUR serving. It's a good serve, but it's a great return from Muchova with great depth. And Ons JABEUR gets it back, and the forehand from Muchova there goes into the net. So it is 40-15 to Ons JABEUR. So the first serve is good from Ons JABEUR, and then we have the inside-out forehand. Ons JABEUR comes up to the net, but the backhand volley is wide, and it is 40-30. A simple game, getting a little bit more complicated for Ons JABEUR, but still has a point to take it. It's a good first serve. Backhand cross-court return from Karolina Muchova. We have a backhand from JABEUR, and the forehand from Muchova goes into the net, and JABEUR does get the game. It is 4-1, and JABEUR is now just 2 games away from a place in the next round. So the winner of this match will face Alicia Parks in the next round, who beat Zhang earlier today. This is the last match on court at the Berlin Open, the Bet1 Open. We have a few matches still going on in other places. We have Birmingham. The 250 over there is taking place. We have Kvitova and Haddad Maia currently locked in battle at 5 games all, as well as Paritas Diaz and Frech are playing a set apiece. Over in Queens, we have Tiafo and Wawrinka, which is a great matchup there. I think they've just got underway, as well as Kudla and Sonego, but just 4-3 in the first set. And over in Halle as well, we have two matches going on. So Bautista Agut has taken the first set against Fucsovics 6-2. And we have Otter and Kecmanovic in a first set tiebreak. So this match, I thought maybe a little closer. Jabeur, of course, the favourite, being the top seed, but Karolina Muchova, we know, is a tricky player, and she's much better than her ranking at the moment because of her injury woes that has meant that she slipped down the rankings. But Ons JABEUR just has a bit too much for her, and she may be playing a little tentatively because of that ankle. Again, like I said, I don't think it's hampering her too much, but we never know. It is taped up. So she is serving now at 1-4. It's a good first serve, a backhand return from Ons JABEUR. We are backhand to backhand cross court. Forehand down the line from Muchova, backhand down the line from JABEUR, and now cross court forehand from Muchova. Muchova goes for the drop shot. It's a lovely drop shot, and Ons JABEUR can't get there in time. It bounces twice. And it's a lovely little net play there from Karolina Muchova to be 15-love. I'm saying, if JABEUR's on her level, seeing going far in this tournament, the French Open clay was not promising for her, but happy she's back. Yes, so Ons JABEUR losing in that surprising first match of the tournament against Magdalena Net of Poland in Roland Garros. I think she was a lot of people's pick for the final, Ons JABEUR there, but yeah, she's playing very well today, and I think her game does suit the grass really well. So I think she could go far. She is the top seed. So it is 15 all on the Muchova serve. Jerry saying Swiatek and JABEUR the only pretty reliable players in the top 10. Give me more consistency. Yeah, that's what we want on the WTA tour right now is consistency, and that's what Iga is providing us. And now JABEUR, that blip at Roland Garros aside, winning Madrid and then reaching the final in Rome, they are the two that are showing the most consistency in the top 10. Then you've got players like, Muguruza and Pliskova, who are just up and down all over the place, with not much consistency. Amazing when they're on, but not having the best seasons. And Krejcikova, obviously, just out of tournaments at the moment because of, injury and illness, and not sure when we'll see. Hopefully we'll see her at Wimbledon. But yeah, the consistency is coming from these top two players in the race, Ons JABEUR and Iga Swiatek. A good point from KC. Not just the WTA. How about the final of that ATP #1 loss last weekend? Yeah, we had it's a match that I covered. Tim Van Rijthoven in the home wild card beating Daniil Medvedev in the final. So yeah, the ATP is having a bit of a WTA era at the moment, I think. It's the first time since 2003, 2004 that the top two spots in the rankings haven't been taken by one of the big three. We have Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev in 1 and 2. So yeah, I think the ATP is starting to get a bit of inspiration from the WTA tour. So Muchova does close out the game. It is 4-2 for Ons JABEUR. We have JABEUR serving. Saying Pegula is also consistent. That is true. Pegula, she hasn't won a lot of the big titles, but she is very consistent. She consistently goes far in tournaments and kind of wins the matches that she's supposed to win. Pegula, of course, just making the top 10 recently following her run at the French Open. Finalists being Coco Gauff, as you mentioned. Coco's not quite the top 10, but she's climbing up the rankings because of that run at the French Open. I think she did extremely well, and unfortunately ran into Iga in the final. But I'm not sure. Asking if Gauff is playing any Wimbledon warm-ups. I believe her name was down for one of these tournaments, and because I remember seeing a matchup and thinking that looks interesting with Coco Gauff, and then the name she'd been changed for another player, so I think she might have pulled out from tournaments this week. Not sure if she'll be playing Eastbourne. I'll have to check when the draw is out. So it's 15 all on the serve of Ons JABEUR. We've got some Tunisian fans in the crowd waving their Tunisian flags. It's a lovely backhand down the line from JABEUR to win that point. First serve from JABEUR is out. It will be a second serve. It's a good second serve. Backhand return from Muchova. Backhand on the line from JABEUR. And JABEUR goes for the drop shot, and Muchova doesn't even try to run for it. Possibly a sign of that ankle, maybe. Although she has been coming to the net a fair few times herself, but she didn't even go for that drop shot. It was a lovely drop shot. Backhand from Ons JABEUR. So we are at 30-15. First serve there is out, so it will be a second serve. Thank you, Jerry. So Gauff, yeah, she did withdraw from Berlin, so it was this tournament she was meant to play. Hopefully we'll see her play before Wimbledon. You know, Wimbledon being that breakout tournament for her where she beat Venus Williams as a 15-year-old. So I'd love to see Coco Gauff get a good run at Wimbledon this year. So it's 40-15 for Ons JABEUR. That's a good serve. Backhand return from Karolina Muchova. JABEUR goes for the shot down the line, but it's out. So it's 40-30. So a little bit more of a challenge on this in the service game than it looked. Muchova coming back. But serving at 40-30, it's a good first serve. Muchova gets the return in play, but Ons gets a lovely cross-court shot. It's great depth. Muchova gets a racket on it. It loops up, but it doesn't quite cover. It doesn't quite go over the net. And so Ons JABEUR does get the game. It is 5-2, and Ons JABEUR is 1 game away from a place in the next round where she will play Alicia Parks. So this match looks like it could be done and dusted in just a few games' time. This is the last match on at the Bet1 Open in Berlin for today. We do have a few other matches going on around the other tournaments, though. We have Halle, the ATP 500, Queens, and also an ATP 500 where the great matchup between Tiafoe and Wawrinka going on there. They're in the first set. And we have Birmingham as well. Petra Kvitova is currently in action over there in a first set tiebreak against Halep Meyer, the champion from Nottingham last week. Jerry saying Gauff will play Eastbourne. Great. So there's a warm-up tournament for Wimbledon for Coco Gauff. Eastbourne, where Ons JABEUR and Serena Williams will be teaming up to play doubles together, which I am very, very excited for. Yeah, so Muchova's injuries are... It's a heartbreaking story, really, because she's such a good player. You know, we know from that run where she beat Ash Barty at the Oz Open, made the semi-finals, and she's just having this awful luck with injury. She's been out for months and months, came back this year. She's been doing really well, but she had to retire from the match with Anisimova very recently with that ankle roll, now with that ankle taped up. So, yeah, she could... her ranking could be much, much higher if she hadn't had these unfortunate injuries. But she's serving here now to stay in the match. And the ball looked like it had gone long from Muchova, but I don't think it's been called long. I think it was just in. Yeah, it must have just in. And the ball from Ons JABEUR hits the net. And so it is the points to Karolina Muchova. So it's 15-love. I'm an Ons fan. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ons JABEUR myself as well, but I do really like Karolina Muchova. It's hard with this one. They're two players that I really like, so I'm kind of rooting for them both. So we have a second serve from Muchova. It's good. It's a backhand cross-court return from Ons JABEUR. We are now forehand to forehand cross-court. Ons JABEUR with the slice down the middle of the court, a backhand slice cross-court from Karolina Muchova, and it's a lovely length from Ons JABEUR. On that backhand side down the line, and Karolina Muchova's ball is into the net. It is 15 all. So don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. I know we'll be finishing up pretty soon by the looks of it with Ons JABEUR setting a breakup. But please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And give us a follow on Twitter. I currently do a lot of the tweets for Game to Love with the updates, scores, everything you need to know about tennis over there. So give us a follow at Game to Love. And it's a lovely, lovely backhand down the line from Ons JABEUR. Muchova, again, doesn't even run for it. It's lovely. It's 15-30. Half a chance here now for JABEUR to close this match out on the serve of Muchova. Muchova will be wanting to ask the question of JABEUR and make her serve out for it. It's a good serve from Muchova. Backhand cross-court from Ons JABEUR on the return. We are now forehand. Muchova with the backhand slice. It's in just about. Ons JABEUR gets the forehand. Muchova comes in with the drop shot. Ons JABEUR is there, and Muchova tries to get the passing shot. JABEUR hits the volley, but the volley is into the net. And Ons JABEUR giving the ball a little kick there. We know Ons JABEUR is a great football player as well. It is 30-all. So can Muchova get herself out of trouble in this game? She needs to win this game to stay in the match. Bill saying about Muchova and Bianca Andreescu as well. Yeah, the injury woes on those two young players are really sad. You know, they would hands down be in the top 10 if they could stay healthy. Andreescu obviously already winning a Grand Slam at the US Open. So it's the second serve from Muchova, and the backhand return of serve from Ons JABEUR is wide. So it is 40-30. Muchova does have a point to get another game on the board and to save the set for now. Will force JABEUR to serve it out. So the first serve from Muchova hits the top of the net, so it's a let. It would have been a good serve as well, actually. So the first serve once again is long this time, so it'll be a second serve. These two players, this is the first meeting between them. The second serve is good down the tee from Karolina Muchova. We are backhand, and the backhand from Ons JABEUR is into the net. So Muchova does save that game. She is still down a break in the second set. Ons JABEUR will serve for it, but she is forcing the question of JABEUR. So Ons JABEUR is now serving for the match, and it's a good first serve. And we have a shank. I believe that is our first shank of the match on the return of serve from Karolina Muchova. It is 15-love. So the first serve here from JABEUR is into the net. It will be a second serve. We have an Ons fan here. Yeah, everybody loves Ons JABEUR. You can't not love Ons JABEUR. So we have a backhand return of serve from Muchova. Ons JABEUR with a slice backhand, and the backhand in response from Muchova is into the net. It is 30-love. We are 2 points away from victory for Ons JABEUR. Devin saying, I need the Muchova comeback, 7-6 JABEUR. So first serve is just out from Ons JABEUR. It's a second serve, but still 2 points away. Second serve is good. It's a backhand return from Muchova, backhand from Ons JABEUR, backhand cross-court into the net from Karolina Muchova. And we do have a match point for Ons JABEUR.
Match point.
And the first serve is good. We have a forehand return from Muchova. It's slice forehand from Ons JABEUR. We have forehand to forehand down the, and it's a cross-court from Muchova, cross-court from Ons JABEUR. The cross-court is just wide. So Muchova does save one match point. It is 40-15. Still 2 points for Ons JABEUR to take this match for a place in the next round here in Berlin. First serve is good. It's a forehand cross-court return from Muchova, forehand from Ons JABEUR, and the forehand from Muchova is long. And Ons JABEUR gets the point. She gets the game, the set. and the match. So Ons JABEUR wins 6-3. So 6-3, 6-3, 2-love victory for Ons JABEUR over Karolina Muchova. And I think for one last time, we should play the Ons button, because not so much because it's, well, it is a very, very catchy song, but, she does deserve it. 2-love win. Nice win for her. Through to the next round.
It's her, it's her, it's her. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. We're talking about Ons JABEUR. Talking about Ons JABEUR.
So Ons JABEUR through to the next round with her 2-love victory over Karolina Muchova. Thank you everybody for joining me for this one. Hopefully I will be back with you for some more matches this week. We have one request before I go. Play the new eager button. I actually don't think the eager button is on this stream. Apologies for that, but I promise the next one I will. As soon as I have that eager button, I will play it for you. I'll play it a couple of times just to make up for it. So yeah, thank you everyone. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Follow us on Twitter. And I will see you again on the next stream. Thank you very much for joining. And I will see you again.